Good morning, dear students. Today's topic to discuss a research process. As I told you, there is a number of steps to follow a research process. Selecting the research problem, formulating or defining the research problem, objectives of research, literature survey, developing hypothesis, selecting research design, sampling design, collection of data, execution of the project, analysis of data, hypothesis testing, generalization and interpretation, preparation of the report or presentation of the result. These are the major steps, usually standard steps where you are using in a research process. Let me understand the different steps involved in a research process. First one is selecting the research problem. Selecting a research problem, if you know exactly what a problem is, half of the research is done. So before starting a research, you understand what exactly the problem is, because if you are not understanding the problem clearly and there is no clarity about the problem, and whatever the data collection, investigation, analysis and making a report you are doing, that is a waste of time and waste of cost. And that is why in an initial stage only you should know what exactly the problem, and clearly you should know what is the problem to do a research. That is all about a first point. Next one is defining the research problem. So all research begins with the question. All research, any research, it is not like only scientific research, it is not only applied research or qualitative research or quantitative research, having a different set. So any kind of a research you start up, it is going to start or begins with a question. Without question, the research are not going to be start. A research question is a statement that identify the phenomena to be studied. So the problem, it is a particular statement what exactly the study need to be conducted. So in a first step, you are going to identify a problem in customer satisfaction, for example. Second step, you are going to define a problem. What is exactly customer satisfaction? So the problem with the customer satisfaction, for what you are going to define here. Customer satisfaction towards usage of a cell phone, you are going to make a specification, you are going to define, you are going to precise, and you are going to narrow down the research problem or research question in a second step. First step, you are going to identify a problem, and the second step, you are going to define a problem. And the next step is objectives of the research. After defining, after understanding a problem, you are going to set objectives of the research. What exactly your objectives of the research? Here my problem is identification of customer satisfaction towards the usage of the cell phone. So what is my objectives here? I need to be very much have a clarity that helps the researcher to proceed in certain direction. So which direction I need to go in order to collect the data towards usage of cell phone of customers, particular set of customers, those who are using a cell phone only. So I'm having a clarity here, I'm proceeding here with a certain set of directions where the usage of the cell phone, why they are not satisfied and why they are not happy with the product. So here also in a research you should have a clear set of objectives, so that is going to guide the researcher in a certain direction where you identify the problem and define the problem in order to get a solution to that particular problem. So objective should be very much clear. And the next one is extensive literature survey. Literature survey in the sense you are going to make a survey. Once the problem is formulated, academic journal, conference proceedings, government reports, books, everything is going to be done research by the people. Why? Because you are going to take a base. any work already done related to this particular topic, any other author, any other researcher have contributed to this particular topic and the research problem, what are the tools they have used, whatever the technique they have used, what exactly the earlier researcher done a literature survey to get a base for a further study. Everything will come to know in a literature survey. Basically, literature survey in the sense we are going to make a study of existing data. It may be anything, okay. We just mentioned here academic journals, conference proceeding, government reports, literature review, everything is involved in a literature survey. Whatever the secondary data relating to your problem and relating to your question, we are going to do a survey. It is completely a study of existing data. And the next is development of hypothesis. As I told you, after extensive literature survey, researcher must state in clear terms the hypothesis. Hypothesis is a tentative assumption. That is what I told you in the beginning classes. Hypothesis is a tentative assumption done by the researcher and prediction of what the research expects to find or prove. It should be specified prior to the collection of any data. So after defining a problem, after setting a objective, you are going to set an hypothesis after doing your literature survey. It is a tentative assumption of the research. It is going to be set by the researcher before start collecting any set of data. So this is called as a hypothesis. As I told you, there are two types of hypothesis. One is null hypothesis and another one is alternative hypothesis. Whichever you are going to find and whichever you are going to prove, that need to be decided before or priorly before start collecting any set of data. That is about development of hypothesis. Next one is preparing a research design. Research design, it is just like a blueprint how you want to carry on your research process. So here this is the major steps up to fifth step, development, defining a problem, identification of the problem, setting objective, hypothesis, literature survey, everything is a preliminary step, and preparing a research step is a major steps, and it is exactly a blueprint of a research. This plan is going to help a researcher in collecting and utilizing the data. It is going to explain why the study is conducted, the type of data needed, objectives of the research, and sources of data, sampling technique, tool used for data collection, technique used for data analysis, and pattern of report. Everything, if you see a research design of any researcher, it is going to give a complete review on what exactly and how exactly the researcher has conducted a research. That is why it is called as a blueprint of research. So next step is determining sample design. Sampling is the process of selecting units from a population of interest. Sampling is the process of selecting in unit from the population of interest. Means out of total population, we are going to select only few sample size, those who are having an interest towards my selected topic and my selected problem. Only this is called as a sample, and overall this is called as a population. So collectively called as a population. All population we cannot do a survey and we cannot able to collect the data. So we are going to select only few units among a total population. These small units are going to be called as a sample size. So this sample size should have some interest and should have some related relationship with the selected research problem or the selected research topic. So in samples, it can be a probability sample or non-probability sample. Either the probability we can use in our research according to the nature and of the problem or the issues selected for the research. So Probability sampling, we are having many types. I just mentioned here: simple random sampling, systematic sampling, satisfied, cluster, convenience, judgmental, quota sampling techniques. Many techniques are available. We are going to make a detailed study in a further chapter regarding a sampling techniques, probability sampling techniques. So I just mentioned here how the sampling size are going to be decided and how the data are going to be collected. So this is determining a sample design. And the next is collecting the data. Once the sample is known out of total population, uh, with that particular sample size, you are going to collect the data. Data are facts and figures. They are relevant materials. They are the past and present, serving as a bias for study and analysis. Without data, we cannot prove any information of any results, selected question, or the selected issue of the research. So data plays a vital role in a research. So you need to collect the data. How we are going to collect the data? What are the sources of data? We are having a internal sources of data and external sources of the data. And again, internal sources of data are, external sources of data are divided as a primary data and secondary data. So these are the sources of data we have. In the next slide, we are going to explain about what are internal sources of data. Internal data come from government and the business organization, which generates them in the form of production, purchase, expenses, etc. So it is internal sources. Internal data come from government and the business organization. It is a general thing. And the next is external data. So external data, the primary data and the secondary data. Primary data can be collected either through experiment or through survey. In case of survey, data can be collected by, it is in a next slide, by observation, through personal interview, through telephone interview, or by mailing a questionnaire. So these are some sources of data collected by using primary data. So many effective tools are there in a primary data in order to collect the so all these points are going to be discussed in a data collection chapter. Another sources of data is secondary sources of data. So secondary sources data, in the sense it is already existed, the data is already existed, and you are going to collect such existing data. The sources of or the tools of secondary data may be a published data or the unpublished data. It may be a magazine, journal, available article, anything available already in a website, already in a book, already in a magazine, journal, article, anything. But primary data is a fresh data where the researchers are actually going to be collected. It is a fresh data collected by the researcher. But a secondary data is a existing data, already it is there, and whichever is really required for the researcher is going to collect that. And next step is execution of the project. So once the data is collected, execution of the project or the execution of the result is very much important. It is also called as implementation stage. The researcher should see that a project is executed in a systematic manner and in time. The correctness and reliability of the collected data depends upon efficient execution of the research process. So the researcher has to test that either I am going according to the requirement of the research step, a systematic step what we are discussed from the beginning, or not. If they are taken a deviation and is not up to the mark, you need to make some modification in conducting a research process. And if you are not going according to the set data, that is why the research design or the research process is called as a blueprint of a researcher. You need to have a track, you need to have a checklist. According to that, you need to do the research. Any deviation you need to check, and you need to get back to the actual process of the research. And next is, after collecting the data, after checking that whether I am going in a right way or not, the next step is analysis of the data. So whatever the data you are collected, you need to convert that raw data into organized and meaningful data. So collected data, all data is not correct, some error will be there, and some not full information provided by the people will also be there. So such raw data are going to be arranged in a organized way and arranged in a meaningful way. So and after that, we are going to make an analysis of data by making applications of various method like tabulation, statistical inferences, like that. So before making an analysis of the data, we are going to arrange the data in a tabular formation. So the tabular formation includes a coding, editing, and tabulation. First one is coding. Operation is usually done at this stage, through which a category of data are transformed into symbols that may be tabulated and counted. So we are going to give some symbols in order to make it easy for the purpose of tabulation and for the purpose of counting data. So that is called as coding. So individual data are going to be coded here in the form of symbols, and where it is going to help the researcher in order to count or take a data's count appropriately and accurately to the researcher. And next one is editing. This process improves the qualities of the data for coding. With coding, the stage is ready for tabulation. So editing in the sense unnecessary data collected which is not helpful for the research and which is not relevant to your research, all these errors of data are going to be edited in this particular stage. And once coding and editing is done, the raw data are really organized way and it is arranged in a meaningful data. So the tabulation is a part of technical procedure wherein the classified data are put into the form of tables. We are going to represent the data in the form of tabular format. So this is what analysis of the data. So before going to analysis, all collected raw data are going to be arranged in a three systematic way. First one is coding, giving some symbols in order to make a easy count, and next one is editing. So unnecessary informations are going to be edited, and once it is done coding and editing, last we are going to arrange the data in a tabular format in a meaningful way. So next step is hypothesis testing. So as I told you, testing of hypothesis or setting a hypothesis, it is an assumption of a researcher before starting collection of the data. So once the data is collected and the analysis is going to be done, we are going to test the hypothesis by using different statistical tool. So this tools are maybe chi-square test, t-test, f-test. Either the tool we are going to use either to accept the hypothesis or the reject the hypothesis. Either we are accepting a null hypothesis or rejecting a alternative hypothesis. Either the way or vice versa, we are going to do the process before making a analysis by using different statistical tools. Next is generalization and interpretation. So once the data analysis is done by using various statistical tools, the data is ready now. Using a different statistical tool. Next is we need to draw inferences. Interpretation is need to be done. If the researcher had no hypothesis, he may seek to explain his findings on the basis of some theory, and it is known as interpretation. Okay, so you need to go explain what is exactly the outcome of a statistical tool, whether it is having a relationship or not having a relationship, either it is proving or disproving a hypothesis statement. Everything is going to be done in generalization and interpretation. And the last step is preparation of the report or the thesis. So as I told you, it should be recorded, carefully recorded. The research report should be carefully recorded. So it is very much necessary that whatever the process you have followed and what is the ultimate outcome you are taking from your research process, that need to be recorded in a systematic way. So this will be having three bodies in a preparation of a document, or it is also called as a preparation of thesis. First will be preliminary pages and main text and end matter. So we are having a report writing chapter itself. There we are going to deal in detail about a preliminary pages, main text and the end matter. So these are the standard steps we are going to use or to conduct a research. So very standardized steps. Any other steps also can be included according to the requirement of the organization and the institution, and based on the requirement we can conduct the research. But this is the standard process where all the researcher can adopt this process and can go ahead with the research process. Thank you all.